guys, and welcome to one more Play It Right. Today we're going to have a little preview of the game Valhalla by Go On Board, which is coming to Kickstarter. It's a card game where 2 to 6 players are fighting for a place in eternal Valhalla, which is the mythical paradise for the worthy fallen warriors. So every Viking worthy of the name wants to prove themselves in battle and secure a place in Valhalla. The players take on the roles of the Jarls, the Viking commanders who want to lead their parties into battle and earn a glorious death. The player who scores the most glory points from fallen warriors and from captured shields from enemies becomes the last king of the Vikings. The setup of the game is quick and straightforward. We have a deck of 120 cards consisting of warriors and battle tactic cards. Here's the discard pile, the points card, and the dice. Each player has their own player board and 4 shields and is dealt 3 Jarl cards and has to choose only one of them. You then deal cards from the deck face up until you have one more warrior card than the number of players. The player to the right of the first player takes 1, and each of the other players counterclockwise do the same, and the remaining 2 are left for the first player. These warrior cards are placed directly in their player area. Each player draws 7 cards from the deck and discards 2. And we're done with the setup. Let's move on to the actual gameplay. In your turn, you get to perform 2 actions. The second action is always to draw 2 cards and discard one of them. For the first action, you get to choose one of the following. Add 1 warrior from your hand to your battle party, or add 2 warriors from your hand to your battle party if the total number of weapons on these cards is no more than 3. Third choice is to attack another player, and last you can instead draw 2 cards and keep one of them. And now let's see the battle. The players fight battles using their warriors, battle tactic cards, and their Jarl's special abilities. First we have the attacker's phase, and when that's done we go to the defender's phase, and the battle ends with a comparison of strength. So as the attacker, you choose another player and you just go for it. You cannot attack a player who has no warriors in their battle party or a player who does not have any of their own shields left. At the beginning of their phase, the attacker rolls 6 dice, which are used to arm and send his warriors into battle. They can discard 1 die in order to reroll any or all of the other weapon dice in their pool. The player chooses which dice to reroll and which ones to keep, but all of those that they wish to reroll should be rolled together. The player can reroll their dice any number of times in combat if they can afford to discard 1 die each time they do so. The attacker can play any battle tactics card they want, after rolling, while rerolling, or after rerolls, but always before the defender's phase starts. Battle tactics cards raise the overall strength of the battle party and assist in re-rolling and arming more warriors. So the purpose of rolling the dice is to arm the warriors. From the rolled and re-rolled dice, the player chooses those with results matching the symbols on their warriors. The player can activate their warriors with the weapon dice in any combination they choose. If the player covers all the weapon symbols on a warrior with the required dice, that warrior is activated and the strength value shown on the card is added to the attack strength. The attack strength is the sum of the strength of completely armed warriors and played action cards. After the attacker's phase is done, the defender's phase starts, which looks exactly like the attacker's, and when that's over, the 2 players compare strengths. The attacker needs strength equal or higher than the defender in order to win the battle. One very important thing to note for the strategy of the battles is the special abilities on the activated warriors. For example, with the Lust for Revenge ability, for the activated warrior who has it, it adds 3 to their strength value when there is a warrior of the indicated color, in this example green, in the opponent's battle party. Or in the Wall of Shields, the activated warrior with this ability adds 2 to their strength value when there are 3 different colored clans in their own battle party, and in this case of 4, they add 5 instead. In general, if a player is unable to arm at least one of their warriors, they lose the battle. If it's the attacking player, the one who failed to arm at least one single warrior, then the battle ends immediately and the defender is the winner. If the attacking player won the battle, They take one of the defending player's shields and place it next to their battle party. Note that you can never lose a shield gained from your opponent, you can only lose your own shields. Then all the warriors they activated are sent to their Valhalla. They place them face down under their Jarl card, and warriors that were only partially armed remain in the player's battle party. If the defending player won the battle, they do not lose or gain a shield, but they can choose which of their activated warriors go to Valhalla if they want to. After the battle is resolved, all of the dice are removed from the warriors. The game ends when one of the players loses their last shield or when the deck runs out of cards. In both cases, the active player finishes their turn, and then each player has one final round, including the player who's active last. And after the last round, the mythical Ragnarok takes place, and each player has one last chance to send their warriors to Valhalla. In Ragnarok, each player in turn rolls 6 dice, arms their warriors, and if they want, they can use battle tactics cards and/or rerolls just as they would in a normal battle, except that they are not attacking a specific player, but rather they are simply trying to activate warriors in order to send them to Valhalla. If the player has activated all of their warriors, or they are unable to activate another one, they complete this phase and pass the dice to the next player. All activated warriors go to their Valhalla, and the others, along with all the cards from their hand, are discarded. And now it's time to determine the winner. You count the points on the bottom of the warriors you've sent to Valhalla, and you add to that points from the shields, which differs with the different player counts. For example, in a 2-player game, you get +2 only for the shields you have won from the opponent, whereas in a 3-player game, you also count your own shields, and in addition, each set of 2 different shields from your enemies is worth 2 additional points. Overall, it's basically about dice placement and hand management, combined with some set collection and some take that elements. The art is gorgeous and the production quality is really good. There's lots of cards, especially the Jarl cards. There's a big variety of them, and there's a lot of expansions, already 6 of them with the base game, that add depth and replayability. So that was Valhalla. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask me in the comments, and I hope you enjoy the game.